Hey everyone, this is Teacher on the Radio out of Cookeville, Tennessee, and I think we're going to be in something like our 408th episode. I'm sorry, our 508th episode. I can't believe I had so many shows on the radio, and I've loved having guests on the show these last couple of years and dialing in from somewhere on the back roads of the Commonwealth of Kentucky. We've got Dakota Ray Parker up in the house, and I called him up because he is going to be coming to Cookeville. From when this goes live on the radio, he's going to be here in 2 days on Thursday, November the 6th at the Wesley Arena. The Wesley Arena is just down 9th Street. If you're headed east on 9th, walk past Spanky's. You'll see the College Side Church on your left, which is where everybody parks when they can't get a parking place. And on your right is the Wesley Foundation. It's a young person's hangout for the United Methodists. And they've also got a really cool, hip venue in the back called the Arena. Sometimes they call it the Chapel. They've been doing hip stuff in that space for 60 years. And we're so excited to have Dakota Ray Parker coming to Cookeville in a couple of days. Hey, thanks for coming on Teacher on the Radio.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So, did you learn how to sing at school, at church, self-taught? Like, how did you find your way into being a singer-songwriter?
It was a mix of both. You know, I went to church as a kid. Never knew what any of it meant, but I enjoyed singing in the church. And then I had a radio outside in our shop, or our little building that we had, shed, and I would just sing along to it for hours and hours and hours and hours, and that's where I really learned how to sing a little bit. And I've always loved to write, so that kind of just came with it.
Tell me about some of those early songs that you remember as a child singing along to that just like became your earworms and those go-to comfort songs back in the day.
Yeah, that would be like Tracy Chapman, Toby Keith. Believe it or not, Eminem. He was a pretty big influence when I was a kid. Yeah, those are three right off the top of my head. Would be Eminem, Tracy Chapman, and Toby Keith.
And you grew up in Kentucky, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, I've lived in Tennessee longer than anywhere, but I'm an adopted Southerner, but I'm from Michigan originally.
Oh, nice.
And I was whining to a buddy the other day about Toby Keith, and he was like, he had to break it down for me. He's like, it's not what you think it is. It's different if you grew up around here.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
So what's the first song that you remember writing?
The first song I remember writing is called "Mama's Lullaby." And I wrote it when my mom passed away.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Now, how long ago was
that? I had just graduated high school, so 2013. I don't remember how old I was. Maybe 18, 17.
That's a pretty heavy thing to happen when you're that young. I can't imagine that it's like going through life when. Now I know you told me you're a new dad, not that new, but you're a dad, and
yeah,
for them not to have the grandma on your side, I'm sure that's got to be
right.
That's got to come back to you all the time. And so once you did that first song, did you share it with anybody or did you keep it to yourself at first?
Definitely I kept it to myself at first, and then I slowly started sharing it, with my dad and different people in our circle. And they seemed to really like it. It didn't matter to me if anybody heard it. It gave me peace. You know what I mean?
That's really the way music has always worked in my life. And I'm just a fan. And people, when they learn how into it I am, they just assume that I must have a guitar or a songwriting thing on the side, and I don't. I'm just one of those
right.
One of those lifelong super fans, and being on the radio and being a writer, kind of a music journalist by hobby and sometimes by trade. I get to promote people like yourself. Now, when did you start gigging? Did you go to where was it, like coffee houses or bars, or did you do the busking in a city? Like, how did you first get your audience?
Yeah. So when I moved to Indiana from Kentucky, I busked. It was a little small town. There wasn't a whole lot of busking going around, so I was the only one. But I busked, and then slowly started getting shows and shows and shows, and then I think I got to a point where I outgrew Indiana. So that's kind of why we're on the road, moving south.
Well, your self-titled album, I found it this year. It's brand new. Still, it's been out a couple of months, but it's still a really new record.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of songs. Mostly, I think that the first you just put out a covers album that I just devoured in the last hour before getting on the call with you. But I think that mostly originals on the solo album. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're all originals. Yeah, and I'm
So
about
that,
to go ahead.
but that's just a big deal. I mean, that's a lot. That's a lot of music, and the themes are pretty like. It's like, I mean, it's you're in the lane of the big dogs. I mean, Christopherson, Johnny Cash, Towns Van Zandt, and of course, the guys that a lot of maybe you might have grown up with is like, like a Jason Isbell or somebody like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
And a Tyler Childers. I mean, you're right in there with all of those kind of, heavy themes. And there's just something about your voice. I don't know technically if you're like a baritone or what they call it, but you've got that like
I don't know.
husky voice, man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I just like I said, I write songs that I need or like. And when I'm writing them, I don't care about other people. It sounds weird, but I don't. You know what I mean? I don't care what other people think about it. Then I write it. It does what it needs to do for me, and then I'm like, oh, maybe this will do that for somebody else. And then
Yeah, so I was always taught in my training as a writer that you always had to think about your audience, but I also realized that if I didn't care about it more myself, you'll never get
yeah,
to the phase
yeah,
of having an
yeah,
audience if you
yeah.
aren't like feel up in your feelings. Sometimes I'll be typing and I'll get all like, bliss, like
Right, right.
flushed and my eyes will well up with water and I'm just like on a computer and I'm like ready to start ugly crying just about some sentence I just wrote, but if I don't feel that way about it, I can't make anybody feel anything. So
Right.
I think your songs really put people in their feelings, and I can't wait to turn my entire college town on to you.
Yeah.
We're hoping to get a great crowd. What do you like about gigging, especially when you're coming to a new place like Cookeville you've never been before? What's that like? Just going into a strange new environment. We're doing solo, right? You're not bringing
Yeah.
like a 10-piece with like
Yeah, yeah,
a string quartet and a brass section or anything. So just
yeah.
you and your guitar. What's that like going into a strange new venue?
Honestly, when you first get there, it's nerve-wracking, and I'm always like I'm an overthinker. I overthink stuff, but once I'm on the stage, everything disappears. And like I hate the online stuff. I don't hate it, but like I struggle to connect the dots between online and reality. So at a show, I just love it. I love like watching people smile or laugh or whatever. So I try to give myself to them, and like I that feeds me for the next show or whatever. It feeds me through all the online stuff. Like the online stuff is monotonous. You have to do it as a musician. I hate it. But that's I do that so I can do the live shows. And the live shows is my passion for sure.
During the pandemic, there was some things I was like, I didn't care. I go most of my stuff face to face now, but during the pandemic, I was like, I don't care if I ever went to a work meeting that wasn't. I would be happy if all my work meetings were online, and
Right.
there's other things I can do on the internet that the internet seems it was designed for. But I never got into couch tour as they call it. I mean,
Yeah.
even when you're paying like a streaming platform to deliver a live concert to your house because you can't get to the show. Well, if it's at Red Rocks and I'm in Tennessee, I can't always. I might do that for a band that I love, but I never, especially in like COVID days and stuff, I never liked it. I wanted
Yeah.
to be at the show, and I was so ready when everything opened up again. I was like the first guy. Like okay, if I need to take a shot, I'll get the vaccine just to go to the damn I need to wear a mask. I'll wear 10 masks.
Right.
Just let me get to the damn concert. I want to be there.
Right.
I'm personally glad we're not masked up anymore. I know for some people for health reasons they need that, and I'm not trying to shame anybody if they do
Right.
mask. But like I was just so glad, and it's been 5 years since that happened, but it really changed
It
your
did. It
job
changed everything.
a lot. So
Yeah.
Dakota Ray Parker's coming to Cookeville this week. He's going to be at the Wesley Arena on Thursday, November the 6th. Show starts promptly at 7 p.m. We're opening up the doors at 6:30. We're hoping to fill the house. We got a lot of seats over there. But don't be late. Get there by 7. Try to get there a little bit early. Get you a good seat. It's open seating. We're taking donations at the door. It's just $10. But the way we run our shows, we're a campus. It's kind of hospitality. We know sometimes students are on a budget, so if you don't have money, you can still come to the show and be our guest. It's $10 suggested at the door. Maybe if you want to pay $20 for that one kid who can't pay it all, we'll take your money. We accept Venmo and cash, and we'll see, and PayPal, I think, at the door. So we'll see you on this Thursday. Dakota, have a very safe travels to get here. Everybody go to wherever you stream your music. His name is very easy. It's Dakota Ray Parker, and all his stuff is out there on all the services. Do you have a website or an Instagram you can tell us about too?
Yeah, it's that same thing, Dakota Ray Parker.
All right, so I can just type your name into anything.
Yeah, anything that'll come up. Yep.
It'll come right up. Well, thanks for taking a little bit out of your evening for this morning. It's a morning show, but we're pre-recording on an evening several days before to introduce yourself to people in Cookeville, and I know everyone's excited to get to hear you and meet you on Thursday, November the 6th at the Wesley Arena on 9th Street, just across from the College Side Church. We'll be kicking things off at 7 p.m. sharp Central Time. We'll see you at the show.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming, Dakota.
Yep. Thank you.